Wow, what a game. What a game. My name is Julian. I'm just going to give you a quick live reaction following Washington football team's 17-15 victory over Seattle. This is What's Up, Washington. Okay, so this is just gonna be a quick video. I want to kind of wrap up the game. If you haven't tuned in, my name is Julian. This is a show I'm putting together called What's Up, Washington. It's gonna be an organic, kind of off the cuff podcast style kind of show, but I'll try to weave in some production where I can. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Washington coming off a huge win, 17-15 over Seattle. I can't really show any of the footage here, but man, that game had everything. It had drama, it had defense, it had offense, it had okay, let me slow down. There wasn't a ton of offense, but if we win, it had everything. Yeah, it was a game that we needed. It was a game that played out almost what I expected. There was really only two ways it could play out. Either Russell Wilson could flip a switch and come back and play the way that we know he can play, or the trend is going to continue on both sides, and that's exactly what happened. Washington has been playing a very strict style of football the past couple of weeks. A style that leaned very heavily on the run and let Taylor play the way Taylor could play, or is supposed to play, the way he excels and does well at. And Seattle was coming in with a bottom-ranked defense, which, our defense hasn't been stellar over the course of the year. And Russ has still not played up to his abilities coming off that tendon injury in his finger. And man, that came down to the wire. I did try and stream and record the end of the game, but it didn't really work out too well. Yeah, so let's just go through it. My last video, I did give 5 keys to the game, and I think it played out almost exactly how I thought it needed to. I actually still have them up here, so we'll just go over and go through that real quick. One, the defensive line. I thought the defensive line played very, very admirably. We were able to keep Seattle to 34 yards rushing. 34 yards rushing. Jonathan Allen, Ioannidis there in the center. In the interior line played extremely well. They were able to contain and keep Russ nervous throughout the entire game. They played great. They played very, very great, and we needed that. Throughout the year, we weren't getting any pressure from the defensive ends and the outside linemen. So they did a fantastic job. I think I would give them an A. Running game was, again, just like last week and the week before, we need to lean on that run game. The run game is very, very, very important. If the run game is going well, Taylor can play well, and that's exactly what happened. Antonio Gibson, 29 carries, 111 yards, no touchdowns, doesn't matter, but McKissick also added another 30 yards with a touchdown, and that allowed Taylor to play in a more relaxed, conservative style and not become overly aggressive. Okay. Scott Turner. Okay, the game plan. The game plan was fantastic. I think they did a good job mixing in plays. I think when the run was working, they stuck to it. He kept calling the plays that he knew was working. They did play pretty aggressive, and at times they had to play aggressive because Joey Sly injured I think it was a hamstring injury. So I think Scott Turner, put together a very, very nice game. You could see throughout the year, he has progressively gotten better and better at managing his play call and adjusting to the game that was actually at hand. At the beginning of the year, he seemed like he was struggling. It was very, very static. Now, given the quarterback situation, he was probably also trying to feel out what Taylor would be good at, what he would not be good at. So his game plan was probably a little bit more conservative, but it was very erratic too, because there wasn't a lot of there wasn't like a clear roadmap to how to play. I think at this point, Taylor has given enough to show what he's good at, and Scott called a game to his ability. A good mix of run and pass. I mean, they had 35 passing attempts, 43 rushing attempts. I mean, if you're going to include, Curtis Samuel and Heineke in there. If not, I mean, it was pretty balanced. If you take those out, it was about 35-35, so it was roughly a 50-50 balance, run pass. And again, it was great. It was great, and it showed, and we dominated the time of possession. We dominated the amount of plays called, and ultimately we didn't dominate, but we won the game. Number 4, Curtis Samuel, Logan Thomas. I thought it would be a bigger factor. This one obviously did not turn out to be a major contributor to the win. Logan Thomas had 3 catches, 10 yards, or 31 yards. Curtis Samuel, 1 catch, 9 yards. DeAndre Carter actually had a much bigger impact than I thought, based on the eye test. But having them back was definitely a plus. What's really promising is that Curtis Samuel did not get hurt. I think he was on the field for more than just the one play, but he did have the 1 catch, 9 yards. Logan had 3 catches. But again, these are just 2 more weapons and targets and safety blankets that Taylor has at his disposal now. So before, it was just Terry McLaurin, and he would work in Cam Sims. You would get McKissick out of the backfield, of course. And then DeAndre Carter over the past couple weeks has been shown and has been proving himself as a very viable option. And you did see that again today. I think with Curtis Samuel and Logan Thomas being out, it's allowed DeAndre to build a much stronger rapport with Taylor. And we saw that. Man, I'm just very happy. I'm very happy with the overall package that was put together today. And of course, I mean, the 5th key was Taylor Heineke. And what more can you say? There was an interception off a tip pass, 27 for 35, 223 yards. Very solid game. Didn't really make many mistakes. Came out a little hot in the beginning when he missed McLaurin, but throughout the course of the year, he's been able to manage and temper those wild balls. I think he played a perfect game. Hold on, let me temper myself. Not a perfect game, but I think he played the game he needed to play, and he played the game that we, the football team, needed him to play. Again, this all goes back to the balance. I mean, they had 43, let's just say 35. You take out Taylor Heineke, I mean, and then a couple of those, the Jared Patterson, whatever. It's pretty much a 50-50 split. But when you have that much success in the run game, it allows Taylor to really settle in and not put too much pressure. Ooh, whoops. On himself. So oh well. Yeah, doesn't matter. I put 5 up here. So yeah, that was the end of the game. That was the one heck of a game, I think. And I'm very, very happy with the way that it did turn out. Yeah, we'll just leave it at here. Washington wins 17-15 over Seattle. So with that win, that puts us actually as the 7th seed if the playoffs were to start right now. So depending on how the rest of the season plays out, Washington is in a very good position to actually make a run at the playoffs. And I heard from the broadcast, Dallas is actually in a bit of a COVID scare situation, which really makes the situation interesting. If we can meet Dallas at a time where they're vulnerable and we are starting to really click and form an identity this season. Let me get some light in here. Yeah, form an identity. I think we have a very good opportunity to again sneak our way into the playoffs. The Washington football team keeps dangling that carrot in front of us, and they just suck us and reel us back in when we thought that everything was going wrong. I think that's it. Next week we play Vegas in Las Vegas. Going to be a very, very interesting game. They looked very good. They just beat Dallas, so that's going to be a true test. Heineke beating Tom Brady, he beats Russell Wilson, beats Cam Newton. He's looking solid. But again, this isn't a Taylor Heineke win. This is a Washington football team win, which I think we can be very happy and comfortable with at the moment. So, all right, coming up on 12 minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Once again, Washington wins 17-15 over Seattle, puts us at 5-6 and currently at the 7th spot if the playoffs started today. It's going to be a fun rest of the season. My name is Julian. This is What's Up Washington. If you have enjoyed any of this content, I invite you to leave a like, a comment, hit subscribe. I appreciate you appreciating me. Until next video, I will see you there, or I'll see you on another time.